Saturday night main event was last weekend, and it was probably one of the best events WWE's put on this year outside of WrestleMania. Now, the first match of the night was Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre, which honestly shocked me. So let's dive in and take a look at this match. Now, the whole premise of this match didn't really make a lot of sense to me in the beginning, but after just a little bit of digging and seeing a couple things on social media after the event, I understand why Drew went after Sami now. Drew not having any interaction with the Bloodline since last year at War Games didn't really make a lot of sense that he would start attacking Sami and the rest of them now. But after seeing on social media what he had to say about there's one down and four to go, I get it. These were all people that at one point cost him a title. So he is coming for their heads like he did for CM Punk after their magnificent feud, one of the best feuds of the year. Now, Drew has put on some fantastic matches this year, especially with that run with CM Punk, like we talked about earlier. That was some of the best work of his career, and this match mirrors what he was doing with CM Punk. Now, Sami Zayn is an incredible talent, and you put him in the ring with another incredible talent in Drew McIntyre, magic is bound to happen. But this match shocked me because there wasn't a ton of build-up for it. All the other matches on the card either had a few weeks of prep or had a longer overarching story that needed this match to continue the story. It intrigued me that he went after Sami first, as he probably sees him as the weakest member of the Bloodline, but Sami has also taken down the current World Heavyweight Champion Gunther at the same WrestleMania that Drew lost to Damian Priest via the Money in the Bank contract. Sami could be considered the weakest out of the Bloodline, so he might be correct in that, but at the same time, the Bloodline is a very strong faction. There aren't any members that are just weak. Now, comparative to Roman and Jay and somewhat Jimmy, Sami does sort of stand out as maybe the weaker link of them all. Now, I love Sami, and I think he is one of the best wrestlers that we have in the WWE right now. But I do get where Drew is coming from, picking Sami first. Sami, on the other hand, gave Drew a hell of a match and made him absolutely work for the win. I don't think this was the best match out of either of their careers, but this was a fantastic match. The whole event was so good, and this was an excellent way to kick off the night. Now, as far as Drew McIntyre's plans go in the future, he did mention on Twitter right after the match, it was one down and three to go. Now, he never stated who that three were, but we can imply that it's probably Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso, as he made up with Jey Uso shortly after Jey left the Bloodline, but that is tentative. He has not said who the rest of the people are, and I'm interested to see what he has in store, what the story is here, and where we're headed. Because none of these people have championship belts. There's no real reason to go after these grudges other than they just make you angry, which is understandable. This is wrestling, that's what you do. But I would think you might want to try to get into a championship hunt after the feud you had with CM Punk, which was all about him cheating you out of a chance at the title. But I guess we'll see in the future, and I am excited for it. I think Drew McIntyre is back on fire after the CM Punk feud. I was worried he would fizzle out just a little bit, but he seems to be at that same level that he was with CM Punk, and it is awesome. This is the best version of Drew McIntyre by far, and I love it. Now, Sami, I'm assuming we'll just go back to the Bloodline. Probably won't see a rematch of this because it was a pretty clean victory. But I would love to watch them go at it again. So I will not complain if this becomes a series. but I don't think it will be. I think Sami is just going to move on and go back to business with Roman and the Bloodline and handling what they have got to do with the Bloodline 2.0. As far as a rating goes, I ended up giving this a 94 out of 100, which is a 4.7 stars. It was a fantastic match. It was so good. It was a great way to kick off this show. Like I said, I think this was one of the best shows that WWE has put on all year outside of WrestleMania, and this was just the best way to kick it off. Both of them were electric, and it was so much fun to watch and just made me more and more excited about the matches to come. Drew would go on to win if you didn't catch that by now, but if you haven't seen it, I would 100% go back and watch this, especially if you love Sami Zayn and love Drew McIntyre. They did some amazing work in the ring, and it should 100% be watched. This match was very back and forth and showed off each talent extremely well, and there was really no clear winner up until the very end. Now Drew would walk out of there the victor, but I could have given it to Sami just as easily if I was booking than I could have Drew. I think Drew has a lot longer story and a lot longer journey to go along with this match, and we're just at the tip of the iceberg of what's going on, but this match could have 100% gone either way for me, and I'm kind of glad it went to Drew. Not anything against Sami, but I think Drew's cooking up something that may or may not be another fantastic feud that carries us to another big event, aka Mania. But that's going to be it for this video. We will continue the series on Saturday Night Main Event this week. We'll have the review of Liv Morgan and Io Sky in the next video, which was a fantastic match as well. So make sure to stay tuned, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.